Hello and welcome to another episode of the Unsinkable Ship with me, AJ Wilson Taylor.
And me, John York. Join us as we drop the anchor over the Great Barrier Reef of friendship to discuss audience questions.
I'm not sure you're supposed to drop an anchor over the Great Barrier Reef. That sounds a little anti-environmentalist to me.
It's a paper anchor.
Okay, biodegradable.
Biodegradable anchor.
You've thought of everything.
We could wake up anywhere.
It's really, of all the things you want an anchor to not be made from, paper is it.
That is true.
I don't mean to pick apart your metaphors. I do it. I feel like I do it every single time, but it's more an analysis than.
I think we may have to, before we actually build this ship, we might have to have a little think about it, obviously.
We need some sort of an engineer.
If a paper anchor isn't good enough.
I have to have someone who knows what they're doing sign it off.
Yeah. But also, it's like, you could drop anchor near the Great Barrier Reef.
I'm sure there'll be some pretty big restrictions on that. I know this because
Then we won't go. We won't go. We'll stay at home. We'll stay at home. We won't go.
I've upset him. It's awkward. But I know this because I was on a boat in Mallorca in September.
Yeah.
And they're very clear with you when you rent the boat where you can and cannot drop anchor. And you can't drop it in like stuff. You have to look for like a clear little bit of seabed, sandy bit of seabed. Otherwise you could damage the anchor, you could damage something else. So if you're dropping it on a reef, I mean, you really just like...
That is I see the thing is that where I come from, my history of boating is obviously mostly canals. And when you're up and down a canal, you're at anchor. You can be at anchor, which is the phrase, or we're at anchor, pretty much anywhere. I mean, people just park in the middle of it, all sorts of stuff. And like, you know, your anchor will be, or where I live, will be digging into shopping trolleys.
Yeah. You're actually anchoring in a canal boat or just tied off?
I suppose you're just tied off, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no anchor. It's just a phrase. I didn't really think about it, if I'm honest. We're on rope. Yeah.
We're roped in.
We're roped in. Yeah.
It's better, isn't it?
It's loads better. I shall send message back.
Okay. I am sad that officially, being that this is the season finale, it is the season finale. Episode 8, so we've covered an awful lot in this time. Can't believe we're already here, really, to be honest with you.
It's a blur to me. The past 8 weeks have been a blur. A good blur. A fun blur.
It's really just felt like a couple of days.
It's flown by. It's felt like 3 days. Shit, we've done it all in 3 days.
And my hair hasn't grown at all.
You've kept on it, though.
I've been getting regular appointments every week before we film.
Yeah.
I've been going for a little tidy up.
Yeah. Well, you have to, don't you?
Mm.
Yeah, it's part of parcel of having a makeup artist and, you know, hair team and...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hit the big time now.
Yeah.
But being this is the season finale, I'm really sad that we didn't get the sort of 1 a.m. intro at all. This whole I've been asking for it for about 4 episodes now.
Yeah.
And I still haven't heard it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let it go. But
I think that's probably wise. We need to have something to draw people to season 2.
You think that's it? You think that's what they'll be waiting for?
I'm not saying that's it on its own, but I'm saying it doesn't hurt to have another little...
Every little helps at this point, doesn't it?
Exactly.
So I am regretful that I've not heard that. But it is also time for us to hand over the inquisitive nature of the questioning to our listeners.
Yes.
Thanks to our producer Miffy. We actually have canvassed some listeners for some questions.
We have indeed. I'm really excited.
I'm a little nervous.
I'm interested to know where these winds of questions will blow us. But I'm excited nonetheless. I'm ready for it. I think I could take on any question right now. I'm feeling so at peace.
Okay. Well, let's find out, shall we? Do you want to give us the first question? When, men, is
When
the question. At an inconvenient time is the answer. Inevitably. Next question.
I could do this all day.
Easy. Next. Okay. When maintain... God, it's harder than it's... When maintaining a long-distance friendship, what steps?
What are the difference? What are the what, sorry? Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, dear. I can feel that you've sent that yawn to me. I can feel that... I can feel it happening.
Do you know what I thought earlier? I thought about, like, I was like, okay, we're going to get the last episode done and we'll do some promo and stuff. It's really cool. And then I thought to myself,
So you witnessing it got rid of it, and now my eyes watering.
I wonder if the schedule would allow for an evening bath.
Ooh, an evening bath. Kim. Okay. So Kim asks, how do we keep a long distance friendship thriving?
It's a good question.
Look, I'm going to get straight ahead of this now because I know what's going to come up. So I'm just going to get out there and say it for myself. I'm very bad at replying to things.
Oh, would you say that?
I'm quite bad. Good effort, but
No, you're not. Well, yeah, okay, yes.
So like I know this.
Yes.
So like one thing I will say is that I'm incredibly grateful that you haven't been sufficiently irritated by me that you've gone, oh, just fuck this guy, because you wouldn't be the first if that happened. Honestly, it's like completely reasonable. Yeah. It's probably my biggest flaw. So I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it.
Can I just say that mere moments ago, you admitted that your biggest flaw was that you still wear skinny jeans?
I've really tried to remedy that with these now. Every flaw that I'm aware of feels like my biggest. All at once.
That must be hard on you.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
But so I know I'm not necessarily pulling my weight when it comes to keeping things thriving long distance. Okay. But I like to think that I kind of show up with quality rather than regularity.
I must say, in all seriousness, and this is going to be a little bit of a character shift for what I put across, I hate texting as a thing. My worst fear, people don't really do it at this day and age and stuff, but back in the day, my worst fear was the "what are you up to" texts. Because it's like, I don't know what I'm up to. I'm just doing I don't know what I'm up to. You know, those sort of things. I don't like people sending me memes all the time. I don't like, it just irritates me. I've got shit to do. My head's in it and stuff. And it's nothing bad on said person. I can love the person most in the world. It's just, I'm not a big sort of texter throughout the day. If it's like a specific thing that we're talking about or anything like that, I will respond and all that sort of stuff. So to be honest, as much as we kind of joke about your shit replying, it's not like that big of a deal for me.
It works for you.
Unless it was like, I need to know this now, right? Which, because then obviously you have the convenience sort of element to it. Yeah. But like, if you were like sending like 15 texts, I'd be the shit replier. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, and I'm quite comfortable with the sort of thing of you'll get to a message when you're in the right mindset for it, because that's how I feel. And it's like this idea of, because if someone takes like 2-3 days to reply, you're like, well, they've been on their phone, so they've got the notification and they've seen it. That must mean they hate me, which I used to do, but since I've been able to sort of be on the other end of that, and you think, no, I just can't. I just haven't got the capacity right now to think about that thing because my head's been weird or whatever. So that's I'll get back to that in a little bit. That'll be fine. And then life happens and stuff. A couple of weeks, or I mean, when you were away on your trip, I mean that was about 2.5 months.
I was quite difficult to reach when I was on that trip. Yeah, for a number of
but
reasons.
you also said at the start of it, I mean, that was the whole point of the trip.
Yeah.
Was for you to be immersed in like the wilderness and stuff.
I know.
So I tell you, instead of like good, I think so that that does actually qualify under good communication, ironically, because that kind of like I sometimes don't I don't really, I'm not a big texter, right? Which I think where both of us are not really.
Yeah.
It might be a specific thing, as I say, a specific conversation. So ironically, that does come under good communication. But also, I think underlying it is, I think it's really important to have something going on your own end. Like have like things that you're working on, things that are sort of giving yourself something to talk about and stuff, but giving yourself something to focus about. Because I think one of the things that's, what happens in relationships as well, but happens in friendships as well, is that you're relying on the other person to sort of give you your life. Whereas if you've both got things going on and you can sort of meet and share and create in the middle.
Yeah.
If you go, I'm busy doing my own other thing, I'm not going to go, without me? So I think that's a serious answer. It's not funny in the slightest, but like it's a serious answer. That's probably it.
So just somehow it kind of fits with our relationship, that the thing that most people find irritating about me kind of works for you.
Yeah, it doesn't. As I say, if it was like so I had to fly to get to you. And if it was like does this flight work? And you took 4 days to respond, I might then follow up with a need to know this. But if it's like have you seen this? Or here's an idea. What do you reckon about this?
Yeah.
It's fine. It's,
It's a real relief, honestly. It is because like there is nothing more sort of heart stopping than the pressure of needing to reply straight away. I really struggle with that. And it's almost feel like, well, if I reply to this one and they're a good replier, which most people are, you're like, they'll text back straight away and then you're on the hook again.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't deal with that.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you feel.
Just say nothing.
Yeah. I know exactly how you feel. And it's unfortunate and stuff because, I see people, I have people in my life who are like that, who are always, a few episodes ago, we were talking about like conversations with like people on the phone, on trains and stuff. And they're like, I'm getting on the train now. Right. I've sat down, I found my seat. And I couldn't do that. Like I couldn't. And it's that you have, tell us when you're there and stuff. I mean, that's all right if you're going on. I can't be asked with a lot of it.
Just use Find My Friends, have a look.
You see, I don't like the idea
notification.
I don't like the idea of being tracked because I wind up at the pub quite a lot.
I still have people on my Find My Friends that I haven't spoken to in about 10 years.
Really?
And they see where I'm at. Yeah. But it's just how we were really close. We sort of lived in the same city and we were just sort of like, the door was always open to get together.
Yeah.
So if it was just like, oh, you'd see that down the pub, you could be like, oh, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Or like one time some of my mates were just playing Frisbee in Victoria Park. And then I just walked up and joined the Frisbee game with them. And they were like, all right.
That's so sweet.
Because we sort of knew where we all were. It sort of saved you from that, like, oh, when are you going to be there? I'm on my way, all that. Just forget it. Just have a look.
And you could see on this map, there's like 3 little dots in a triangle. And you're like, oh, there must be.
They didn't invite me. Yeah.
Yeah. You frisbeeing without me again.
I was invited to play Frisbee.
I think that's rule 1 of maintaining a long distance or just maintaining any friendship is never Frisbee solo. All right. Always pass out the invitations to Frisbee.
Everyone knows that solo Frisbee is just a boomerang. Think about that.
You got a point?
Where we lack texting prowess, I'd say we're quite good at a voice note.
Mm-hmm.
I love a voice note.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know whether or not it's just by virtue of the job that we do that we sort of feel quite comfortable voice noting one another. But I quite like being like, oh yeah, hello mate. And I'll quite happily leave you a 5 or 6 minute voice note. Really just monopolize your time. Listen to this. And I'm walking around being like, what was I going to say? I quite like doing that.
I like voice noting. I like receiving them. I don't think you don't leave like super, super long voice notes though.
They're quite long. They feel long.
They're not the longest I receive.
Really?
Yeah. I've received podcast episodes from people, but it's also usually about a specific thing that needs sort of doing. You know, and the thing that I like about voice notes as well is the biggest thing, and this is again a massive issue for me, is I misunderstand texts all the time.
Oh, dreadful!
And I think like, you know, a full stop at the end, and it's
Harsh.
like, oh, okay, we're breaking up, are we?
They hate me.
Yeah,
No emojis.
yeah. Exactly. Whereas they may have just woken up and gone, you know what, I'm going to be proper with my grammar today.
Yeah.
You know, but like with a voice note, you can say phrases like, so what are you going to do about that? But you can do it. So like, yeah, well, I mean, let me know what you're going to do about it. You know, you can add that kind of whimsical tone to it.
Yeah.
But then also I do feel there's like a bit of a pressure with a voice note. And where I trip myself up is when I'm like 2 minutes in, and I'm too far invested in. I can't remember all the things that I've said.
You can't swipe and get rid of it.
You can't edit it. And then I start to bumble, and I'm like, so it's a car crash.
I like those a lot.
I mean, most of them are like that, aren't they?
Yeah. All of our conversations about this podcast were done kind of by voice note.
Yeah.
Anyway, so even the naming of the podcast was kind of a suggestion by voice note. And I feel like that would have been the most excruciating voice note to receive, because like it was such a silly idea. And we sort of like knew that it was like, he might hate this. It's sort of awful. It's kind of cute, but also like, is it good? And I was doing that for about 9.5 minutes before just saying the words out loud.
You were setting me up. You were laying the ground.
I was really trying to work you into submission, like before just saying the words in the first place.
Yeah.
And even then I didn't even fully buy them myself. Do you know what I mean? It was like, could this ever work? Probably not. Don't know.
Yeah.
I fully expected to receive just a like, you've been blocked.
No. No. I liked it, and I saw what you were getting at as well. But also I think we had several conversations after it going, I've got nothing.
We did that for weeks.
Yeah, I've got nothing, because we were like, let's pencil it in.
Yeah, let it settle.
Yeah, let's let it settle. Absolutely. And then we just never ended up getting a.
But like all of our discussions about everything we've ever sort of embarked upon have been done via voice note. And I sort of quite like the idea that one day we can go back and we can have a listen back to them.
Yeah.
Like they're all there.
Yeah. And it's a nice way. It's a convenient thing to do. I think the only sort of downside is those ones where you do get a notification, so and so sent you a voice note and it's like 18 minutes long. You're like, oh my God, that's like I have to set out time to listen to that, because I'm not a voice noter while I'm doing other things.
Okay.
I don't like pop it on like the radio. Or you see this is a trait that some people have. They will be out and about, so they have to drive somewhere, or they're pop into the shops or whatever. And to keep them company, they will record a voice note for you. And like that is just that is a misunderstanding of our relationship in my regard.
I think I've done that. I think I voice noted you in the car.
No, but you didn't voice note me in the car because you're driving somewhere, and half of it was, oh, there's the bird over there. Oh,
I'm sure I did do that.
No, but you know what I mean? That it's more like you're using my time to keep you company. In that point, just ring, because then it's like we're both keeping each other company. Whereas like I could be like busy in a way, and then I'll be listening to it, and I'm like, do I? Because I have to respond to this, so I have to listen to it all.
Make notes. Be like, what did you talk about at 9.5 minutes in? What was he talking about then? Oh, they actually got some important thing. Okay, I'll remember to reply to that. 14 minutes in, what was he talking about then?
It's all stuff like. But let me preface this, because I do feel like I'm coming across a little bit grumpy about the whole that sort of thing. But there are really good upsides to it, because a lot of people, like, their voice noting is a blessing because it's hilarious, and like in certain circumstances, how mismatched it is, it can actually be very entertaining. And like, I mean, I've had voice notes from people where they've dropped things while recording, and it's like all mayhem's breaking loose at their end, but they're trying to get themselves back on track. And that just brings a smile to your face.
You don't get that from a text. There's no way.
Don't get that from a text, no.
I think something that you and I do quite well is that when we do have something in the calendar, because we don't live close to each other,
no,
and we set it up and it's like, right, it's a week away. I'm quite happy to say to you, like, can't wait to see you.
You see, I just think that's nice. I like people being nice to me. I treat people like I want to be treated.
Yeah.
It's just like, in my mind that's how it comes from. It's no more complicated than that. It's quite nice someone going, I've really enjoyed spending like the last couple of days with you and stuff, and you think, oh,
that's nice.
Thank you. That's really kind.
Do you think it's because we sort of both recognise that if we didn't do that, we'd both be wondering? Like, did they have a nice time?
Yeah, because even that's not good enough, because you think, well, they kind of have to say that now. What do they really mean?
Do you think now we've said this, when we do it, we'll be unsure of it? And we'll have to say in the message, I'm not doing it because I feel I have to. And we think we get stuck in a spiral because now I've said that.
Yeah.
When we say that,
or it's just
not going to land.
It's just all tanked the whole idea now.
We're going to have to
just forget about it.
What I will now do is I'll try and approach it with humor, but like, I had a really terrible time.
No, because I won't get the humor in it. I'll be there crying.
We made a big mistake saying that we do this.
Yeah. No, but I think it is very relatable, because I think a lot of people do it. A lot of people, but also that idea of like being mean and stuff. But you know, it is, people do find comfort in sort of that jokiness, because it's not really been mean in a lot of circumstances. A lot of it is the comfort in how comfortable you feel that you can sort of pretend to be like, Christ, are you still here?
But why do we do that? Why do we feel more comfortable doing that than saying the nice thing? Do you think it's uncool to be nice to your friend? Do you think it's somehow like...
It's definitely uncool. It's definitely uncool. I'll give you that. But I think especially, I was going to say especially English, but I don't know if that's the case. Obviously my experience has been mostly with Brits, is that we find it really difficult to be sincere a lot of the time unless it's negative.
Right.
Because it's kind of... That's the thing. In English society specifically, it is a crime to take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, it's the worst thing you can do.
And I think also it's kind of looked down upon to put your happiness first, or your sort of enjoyment of something. Like, if you think about it, if someone's like, I love that, there's a bit, I think most British people that go, all right,
yeah, they go, oh,
fuck now, all right, calm down. And if someone goes, oh, you went to go see your favorite band play, and how was it? And they go, yeah, it was really good, thanks. You go, completely normal response. But if you were like, he sweated on me,
yeah, like, chill out.
Goodness. So I think that because of that, there is a lot more kind of comfortability in going, that kind of, Christ, are you still in my house? Do I have to start charging you rent? You stay away from that fridge. All right, I'll catch you later. All right, no, I'm only kidding. You can have what you want in that fridge. All right, apart from, that kind of joke.
But like, we compliment each other quite a lot as well, I think, and that's something that people don't tend to do. Like you and I have been sort of like choosing our outfits for this thing. You're quite happy being like, yeah, that looks really nice on you.
Yeah,
that's nice. It's a nice look. It's strong. Like, I understand why you chose that. It's really good.
I just think it'd be. See, this is the thing. I think it's weird. This might be. I might be outnumbered here, not necessarily here, but I might be outnumbered in life about this. So you just got some new trousers.
Thanks for noticing.
All right, and they're lovely. They're a different silhouette, as we've already talked about, right?
Which is an anxiety-making thing for me.
But you said, when you said, "Oh, I've got some new jeans. This is what I'm trying." You're trialing and stuff. If I said they're fucking awful, right? I don't see how any other response is like, oh, well, because I spent money on them. Yeah. I've also had a little bit of me liking my purchase is actually more than just me liking them, because I'm thinking, well, maybe I've got a whole new world of jean to explore.
But do you know what most blokes do in that situation? One, I wouldn't say, I bought some new jeans, what do you think of them? Most blokes, right, I'd wear these in front of someone for the first time. Yeah. And a classic blokey thing to do would be like, ooh, new jeans, what are you doing with those then? Ooh, they're a bit baggy, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Sort of straight
the
away.
Plane doesn't even need to land with them.
Right. Exactly. It's the sort of thing. It's like straight away there'd be some remark.
Yeah.
And then it'd be up to me to know that was just a bit of gentle ribbing.
Yeah.
Not take it personally.
Oh, you see, I would hate them.
and then have the courage to actually continue wearing them, and like not be like, oh fuck off. Like, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would. It'd be up to me to be confident enough to weather that.
Yeah.
Whereas with you and I've said to you, I've got these new jeans. I'm trying something new, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you've just been really nice about it.
I think they're nice jeans. But also, like, I do think they're lovely. But also, if they weren't my cup of tea, what on earth do I gain from just trashing your confidence? Because if you're like, actually, I really like them. I see a future where I can explore a new item of clothing that will bring me peace and happiness and excitement. What does it gain for me to tarnish that?
I don't know.
It doesn't give me anything. But if I go, I agree, actually, like they're really good. That I'm glad you're having a nice time. You know? No, but they're
you're really having fun wearing them.
Yeah. but you'll be a bit. Perhaps you might be like, oh, actually, no, I was right. Yeah, this is pretty good. You'll be at a higher state. We might have a better time.
Would you like another question? That's really good.
I think we would like another question. Yeah, I think we're ready for another one.
Yeah.
Sharon's question is, why do we think male friendships are less common in society? And why were we able to overcome that sort of rarity?
There's a horrendous joke specifically with what we do with the word overcome. Do you know, I don't know if male friendships are rare. I think it's rare to make friends as you get older.
Yeah.
Possibly a part of it has been maybe getting over that vulnerability, or no, being vulnerable, I suppose. Yeah, getting over the barrier to be, in order to be vulnerable, I think has been a big one, because I haven't done that with many of my other sort of male friendships. I find it really, really difficult to connect with males.
Yeah.
Or, you know, throughout the years and stuff. And all of the things that I've bitched about on this show, I am guilty of with a lot of people. You know, not being able to say nice things, or always sort of trying to go with the joke.
Yeah.
Or like all that kind of thing. But it's because I don't feel safe enough around. I don't know why. It's something that I've perhaps built up. But for whatever reason, maybe it's because I feel like we understand each other at least enough for me to say, I'm worried about this. And then you go, oh, that doesn't sound very masculine. Do you know what I mean?
Can you imagine me being like, oh God.
Yeah, grow a pair.
Man up.
I have. They're on the internet.
Do you feel as though... I know how I feel about this, and I sort of have my answer in my head already, but do you feel like if you and I had encountered one another in sort of a more conventional path, like maybe we were work colleagues, we both worked, you know, in a shop together or something, do you think we sort of would have found each other in the same way there? Because I feel like we would have. I feel like we probably would have been drawn to each other wherever we'd found each other.
I think so.
If we'd be friends, had we met another way. I do really feel like we would have been, though. I feel like... the nature of the work we do and the fact that we've had to sort of invest in our friendship from a distance has meant that maybe we've fast-tracked things a little bit. I think we sort of got to a level that it feels like we've moved quite quickly. Like, do you know what I mean? The fact that you sort of came to my place for New Year's Eve after only like
the second time I saw you in the flesh, we spent New Year's together.
Yeah. And like that's effectively like the equivalent of being like, right, putting a ring on it on like the second date.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's pretty like,
so.
It's a commitment.
Yeah. I definitely think so. I think it's any sort of, because we have a very sort of long form communication methods, if you think about it. Because as we've discussed already, we don't text all that much. We're not very sort of short burst things. It'll be like a longer voice note or whatever. Go a little bit of time. But then like when I see you, I'll spend like a week with you. Or like the time before last that we saw each other, we spent essentially about 2 weeks together, almost. And then we went to New York and spent like a week there.
Twice.
I've
not done trips like that with people I've known for 30 years.
That's exactly right. And I think we're fortunate because our sort of work ties are a little different. Like, there's not many people you can go, oh, do you want to go to New York like in 3 weeks? And you go like, well, yeah, because I can take the time off.
Yeah.
That's not like sort of common. So I think we've got that going for us. But I think if you strip it down to the bare bones of it, whether it would be working in like an office or something, it's not like we don't. It's not porn bringing us together. I just think we just get on.
I mean, we have come together because of it.
Yes,
but that's a very literal interpretation of the question.
Like 4 or 5 times.
4 or 5 times. But I mean, it's not the thing that brought us together.
No.
Well, I mean,
we did though. That's the thing. But it hasn't kept us together.
Yeah,
I don't think, unless
it helps.
It helps. But I think and I think also actually going back to the collabing on our erotic work together, I do think it's helped break down some of those barriers for us. Because like we've had conversations where it's like, oh, I've changed the way that I come. Have we not?
We have had that conversation.
Not?
Yeah, we have had that conversation.
And we've
I'd forgotten that we'd had that conversation.
And we spoke, and I was explaining to you like my kind of philosophy about my work and how the kind of things that I wanted to sort of portray.
You really analysed it.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot.
And you were going, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I totally get that. Yeah, okay. Well, we're here, and because I was saying like, oh, if I sort of go a little bit quieter, or I feel, we're sort of having all these conversations, and bless you stood there with a straight face, and yeah.
No, but it was very interesting because you were talking to me about the sort of the emotional experience of it and the physical embodiment of it as well, from a sort of performance perspective, and how that like lands, and like all of those things. It was a really, really interesting thing. That's not a sort of conversation you could ever have with somebody else in any other context, I don't think. Like, oh, hey, like I've been really thinking about how I come. And like, I really love your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
That's such a wonderful question to ask somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not going to meet that with maybe try asking Jim's dad.
I reckon he'd be open to that conversation.
But he would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a unique sort of thing, but it's a mindset. Because it's not just that conversation specifically, it's a mindset behind it of, I think, because why I'm asking. There's an understanding behind it.
Yeah.
And why it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
So that understanding is that question, that conversation, if we're talking about the mentality behind it, is exactly the same as you going, what do you think of these new jeans?
It is.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Did you find that when you're sort of making friends with people who do our job, that there was an element of excitement about having permission to have those conversations?
Well, that's a really good question. I don't know.
Like, did it feel novel to you that you could talk sexy stuff?
To be honest with you, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. To be honest with you, it's more kind of, as you find often is the case, it's more professional.
Yeah.
It's more kind of, because there's a lot of especially if you're working with people, I mean, it's a bit different between you and I because we know each other, but like if you're working with like a writer or an editor or something like that, there are conversations with, are you okay with me? Do you mind in our communications if I just cut straight to the chase and say this word?
Call a spade a spade.
Yeah, exactly. I've found in my experience with it is people are actually more kind of, are we okay? Yeah, we're good. Am I all right to sort of talk to you about orgasms and all the things like that?
That's interesting.
In the space, or and it's like I sent like a sample of an audio to the writer of it, and I included in the email, this is a really silly thing to say because you wrote this, but obviously the file I've attached is not safe for work and includes explicit material.
Wow.
And like, but the reason why, and I know that's really silly, but it's just because it's such a weird thing to sort of send to somebody that you don't necessarily know all that well.
It is,
but you want to make sure that it's professional. But this person wrote those words,
right?
But it just made me feel a little better about it.
That's so interesting because I mean, I haven't done that. I haven't put like a fair warning. This recording that I'm sending you is not safe for work because I just didn't think about it, to be perfectly honest with you. But now you've mentioned it, it's a really, really important. Like, it's of course you should say that because it might not be that. It might be something else.
Yeah, I think it just made me. I mean, that was more for me, I think, because I say the person wrote it and was like knew what it was about and things.
Do you think you're sort of like excusing your performance in a way with that disclaimer? It's almost like
maybe
like you're gonna hear me wanking.
Yeah, like I really went for it.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you're gonna hear me coming on this one.
Yeah,
just so you know.
Yeah.
I know you knew that because you wrote it, but I am like,
yeah,
that is what you're gonna hear.
Yeah.
You're preparing yourself for them hearing it. Rather
it might
than
even be also
them.
Yeah, and it also might be a little bit of a separation between it as well. So it's saying like, oh, this is my work.
Right.
It's not me.
Yeah.
It might be like psychologically, it might be sort of a little bit of a separation, maybe.
I have a really interesting question for you on that then. So when you're talking about script ideas with script writers and stuff, or even you're discussing your work publicly, do you refer to the characters you play in your audios as I or me? Or do you say, my character or like the listener's character? What's your approach to that?
Usually my character and the listener's character. Sometimes you do sort of, because it's nice to sort of think about it like that. I mean, in shorthand, I have gone like, oh, when I go, oh, do I say that? Is that my line or is that your line?
Yeah.
It's like a shorthand, but that's just more like a time saving thing. But I don't think about it as me.
And when you're sort of maybe, ever been in a situation where you sort of pitched a script to someone, or you sort of maybe like riffing on an idea with a friend, like you and I have discussed like script ideas, but like I've had this idea, but I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. And you're sort of talking about, your character that you're going to play. I find myself saying, oh, like he does this, like he does that.
Yeah.
Which would be a bit of an interesting thing to look back on when we've done that, because it's like so clearly me that's doing it.
No, but that's acting though, isn't it?
Is it? Are we?
Yeah.
I think I'm just sort of really trying. Like, I think I'm coming to terms with the fact that I do acting.
You're an actor.
I'm still not there yet. Mentally,
by definition, you are a voice actor.
Yeah,
because
I've got quite a lot of experience doing it these days.
Well, like at the time of recording the audio that's coming out today, you're a spy.
I am playing a spy. Yeah, I'm playing
There you go.
Agent S for speaker. And on the other end of the line is Agent L.
For lover.
Yeah, sure. I mean, from about 9 minutes in, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, yeah. I'm playing a spy, and there's an element of me being just I had a bit more of a swagger.
Yeah.
Than like I would do normally.
So here's a question back at you then. So with you now being an actor,
I hear the words, I don't believe them.
You will have felt this before anyway in your musicianship. When you're on stage, you get permission to be somebody else, because you're not AJ at the side stage. You're not AJ at the grocery store. You're AJ on stage where people have paid to see you.
Yeah.
That gives you permission to rid all of your insecurities have to be left because it's a job to do. They're expecting a performance, so I'm going to give it to them. Right?
Yeah.
Well, acting is the exact same. It gives you permission to sort of be someone else and to play that part, because that's what's required of you. And for me personally, that's like the best thing. It's the amazing thing. It's like being high. It's like for that period of time, you're not you. And if you are you, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I love that. Have you felt a little bit of a similar kind of vibe?
I've definitely felt the most kind of post-performance euphoria when I've been playing a character that was very detached from sort of like normal me. Like even like, when we played, vampire hunters, right? And like you do feel like that's sort of fun to do that and step into the body of somebody else for a little bit. I will say that I probably, since I've been doing this job, I've been guilty of leaning on being me quite a lot, because for me it's like that's where the emotional connection is. And I don't know if it's like like quote unquote me. It's not really, but it's maybe like something from within.
Yeah.
It's like the me that's brave enough to say the words, or like it's the me that's brave enough to write them down, you know, like all of those things. But I do feel that like the work we do requires like just a little, it's like slightly more tempered performance that feels a little more subtle and a bit more nuanced, and like as a percentage of what the listener experiences, more of it's going to be you than like the big performances where there's like so much more of a percentage of that is like put on.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, if I'm, you know, in a sex scene and I'm like moaning into a microphone, I'm probably not thinking too much about the character I'm playing when I'm doing that, unless it's written very specifically into that script. Like, you know, there's like a growl, or like he's sort of like he's become extra feral, like he's possessed, or like, you know, it's like and those sort of directions are in the script. At that point, I'll think about those more. Whereas if it's just a script where it's just like, oh, you know, it's sort of romantic and those sorts of things, I probably am just being, I don't know, just being me.
It's really interesting because with Quinn specifically, it's odd because the characters that we play are not as obvious as those in other mediums, like a play or you know, on TV or something like that, or a sketch or something like that. It is you, and you're drawing so much inspiration from the real you because that's what makes it special, right? That's what makes it relatable. That's what makes it proper, is that you're taking inspiration, but there is still that level of performance because of the nature of hitting the record button and sending it off, and you've been aware of all that, so there's that level. So maybe it's a little closer, or the inspiration's coming from you, but I don't know how about you, but I feel that separation with like, and I feel it like, and it's not even just like the recording with the Quinn, it's like what we're doing right now. And like I mentioned this not so long ago, and it's been on my brain a lot. Like, real me is not the type of person to make a TikTok video. Real me is not the type of person to like talk to you on a show like this. It's just not something that I would do. But I give myself permission to. But I would be jealous of the person who can go on a podcast and do this, or I'd be jealous of the person who can make like silly TikTok videos and not be so self-conscious about it. But what like it being for work in my head does is that, well, that's work you. Right. You have to do it. That's what's expected of you. And it really gives me a kind of excuse because I'm in character. I'm work mode.
Yeah.
Right. And it gives me an excuse to do all the things that I would be too like cripplingly self-conscious to do elsewhere. Like has like real me. Does that make any sense at all, or is that real? Like,
no, it does. It absolutely does. It feels a bit like a defense mechanism, but like,
but
it does make sense.
Yeah.
So okay, we've spent the whole of this season so far talking about what it means to be inquisitive about other people, how to get to know other people, how to more deeply understand somebody who's opposite you. I fear you know what my next question is going to be, and that is, do you ever take active steps to be more inquisitive about yourself? How do you get to know the real you that's in there? Are you ever inquisitive about him actively? It's okay. I feel like maybe it's okay if the answer is no, but...
So the interesting thing is, I want to say yes, because I spend so much time overanalyzing every aspect of my life and trying to work out what every single person I ever meet thinks of me. The problem that you've got there is you are thinking about yourself, but you're not being all that inquisitive because you're looking at it through a specific lens. So the answer to that question is yes, but I don't know how well I do it because I get so caught up in the only way I assume, I assume like the way like you think about me, I don't take into consideration the facts or your personal experience that I could never know that would make you come to your conclusion of me. I imagine your conclusion of me by the way that I'm feeling about myself.
Yeah.
But I do that with every element of the thing. So like what I'm trying to do more recently is try and step back and go, okay, I'm feeling all these things right now. I'm feeling really anxious. I feel like I might be ruining a load of stuff right now. I feel like all this sort of stuff. And then I'll go, okay, but what am I doing right now? Right, well, I'm extremely anxious. I might not have slept very well. I've just been traveling loads. I'm not eating great. I haven't been out for a walk in weeks. Is that going to be an honest reflection of my inquisitive research? No. Okay, and then we'll note it down, and we'll try again tomorrow, and then we'll see if we can take the average of the week. Do you know what I mean? So that's that kind of, so yes, but I think it's a trap that a lot of us sort of quote unquote overthinkers fall into, is that, yeah, we think that we're so in touch with ourselves because we think about ourselves a lot, but we forget that we're doing it from a lens that distorts any sort of productive inquisitiveness. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. I think it's sort of interesting how, like you actively keep a journal.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that's something that I used to do but don't do anymore. And I'm thinking about the times that maybe I'm inquisitive about myself. Maybe what I've convinced myself is my version of that. And it is putting myself in uncomfortable situations and seeing how I react to them. I sort of convinced myself that that's my way of sort of measuring who I am. And I don't know if that's actually a valid way of doing that or not. It's almost like I'm kind of like placing wagers on myself. I'm like betting against myself. Like, I bet you couldn't deal with that situation very well. Like, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
in the simplest form, it's like when people go, oh, like, well, I'm going to sign up to do a marathon, or like sign up to do a bungee jump or something. And so go, well, I'd hate that, but I've agreed to do it now. So I'm going to put myself to the test. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. I feel like my version of learning about myself is that it's quite confrontational.
Really?
Yeah, rather than sort of gentle and like analyzing.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, right, swim,
Yeah. But there are upsides to that. You get to do a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, it's sort of like adrenalized though. It's quite it's never, it's not a sustainable method of self-examination, is it really? It's a bit sort of.
Well, do you think it gives you that sort of permission to hide in the situation?
Yeah, it's another defense mechanism, isn't it?
Yeah, because really, the kind of the sort of plainest, simplest way is to spend time by yourself, with yourself, which means sat in a room thinking.
Even if it's just for 10 minutes when you're supposed to be at the wedding.
Even if it's just 10 minutes. Because you're sort of, but like really sort of asking yourself questions and letting things like sort of bubble up. Do you know why babies like randomly start crying? Obviously it can be for a million reasons, but one of the reasons is they cry when they're tired because they need time to process what they've seen. Because, babies are seeing stuff every day for the first time ever, and it's a lot. And it's all, all that sort of stuff. So they cry because they feel overwhelmed when they're tired. That hasn't changed. That doesn't change within us. We just don't have that time. And when we traditionally had the time to kind of to have that time, we're now just doing this instead. So no wonder when we get all wrapped up cozy in bed with our weighted blankets, our brain goes, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we don't have bears attacking us in caves anymore. We've got, night scaries attacking us in our
But also
dreams.
when bears were I'm not a historian. When bears were attacking us in caves, we had the protection of ourselves and our family. We had the gathering of food. We had the maintenance of shelter and the maintenance of our safety to worry about. Now we have all of those things. Plus, what does that person's comment on the internet make me feel like? How are these jeans look on me? Is the podcast going to turn out all right? What's the comments on my latest story? You have a million things, not even mentioning the world.
Yeah.
So, there's so much more for us to. I think I've just convinced myself to go live in a caravan somewhere out in the middle of nowhere.
A bear cave.
Yeah.
That's more comfortable than posting stuff on social media.
That's what's just happened in my head just then.
We have time for one more question? The last question we have time for today is from Barb. Have either of us ever worried about coming on too strong?
Never.
That's a lie, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. For me, when I get anxious, I don't go in, I go out.
Yeah.
And the more scared I am, the bigger. And that can be irritating as shit for the people that I'm around. And then I worry about it, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's a slippery slope.
So you kind of worry about these things after the fact. You go,
God,
it was too big.
Oh yeah,
that
because you
day."
can't tell in the moment. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you think I'm nuts right now. But like, most of the time it's like you just trying your best, and then you get back into your hotel room or whatever, and you think, oh my God, like you start drafting the apology texts.
See, I worry about these things in advance. I worry, like the invitation to come over for New Year's. I worry it was too much.
Really?
I think, because I don't want you to feel obligated to say yes, for one. Because that is something you would do. you'd come all the way to France for New Year's just out of a sense of embarrassment. You'd be like, well, I've got to go now.
Yeah.
I know that about you.
Yeah.
But like, I also have that anxiety about extending the invitation in the first place, because it's like, are we there? Like, are we there? Maybe I've just misread the situation. Maybe just because we spent 3 hours moaning into microphones together.
Yeah.
He might not actually want to hang out with me, and I just have to assume that you would say no if you didn't want to.
Well, it's interesting though. You were really clever about that then, because a lot of our conversations, we talked about we were talking about like what you're doing over Christmas and everything, and you told me straight away one of the first things I ever knew about you was your love of hosting. So my thought was, it's just what he does. He's just a hoster.
So I've almost made you feel less special by saying it's something I like doing, so therefore it's taken the pressure away. Is that what you mean by that?
I suppose I didn't feel unspecial.
No, but it's not an unusual. It's not an unusual invitation.
Yeah, I thought again, I probably had those conversations with myself of, oh, it's wow, okay, so this is happening. But like maybe it's not like all that big deal for you. Bear in mind, this was a lot smoother in real life, because I really wanted to come.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to hang out. So to be fair, there was in actual fact, I didn't spend all that much time going, oh, I wonder why he's done that. That's strange. It was more like, oh, that would be really fun actually. Yeah.
Nice.
Are you sure that's okay? Like that was how my brain was sort of going. Yeah.
I'd argue that most people probably would be grateful for the invitation, and like it feels like just a barrier that sort of gets in the way for so many people. Is just being bold enough to just be like,
because you don't want to come on too strong.
You don't want to come on too strong, and like I just feel like life's too short for that now. You find someone that you connect with and you're friends with, and you actually tolerates you as well for all the things that you worry about yourself, and you think, well, why just hide behind our anxieties, and it's something that I've done for too long, is just like not asking the question.
But if you're in a situation, because I agree, it's so much easier if you're nervous about something, if you're excited about something, if you're unsure about something, the only way through is communication. And like you could make a really good point by saying, I'd love for you to come. Fair enough, by the way, this might be a little forward, and please just tell me if it's not or whatever, but I'd love for you to come over and hang out more over New Year's or something like that, right? That would essentially encompass everything. The danger that you have is there are a lot of responses from people who are not at that level yet, or haven't done the sort of inner work, or haven't sort of come to terms with like their own vulnerability, who would get scared by that and go, bit weird. What, already?
Too much.
Yeah. Which then puts you off from doing that again.
We've all been burned by that, I think.
Massively.
It's not a reason to stop trying though, is it?
It's not, no. And then I think you would sort of, I don't know, I was going to say you question whether you want to go around to that person's house if they're like that. But to be fair, there could be lots of examples where that person sort of freaked out a little bit there. It's not like a media red flag. It could just be a little like, okay, we're not like, so I'll give you an example, right? So, I have a friend who I've stayed in contact with, but he works like way away from me, and he changes jobs every like 3 months, and he goes on like work nights out with all of his colleagues and stuff. And for some reason, he always invites me. I love them. I love going. But it's like, it's opportunities to meet new people all the time, right? And I go big. Like I'm trying to get people laughing and stuff. Like I'm trying to point out like obvious sort of social awkwardness things that I think that everyone's sort of too scared to say, but by me saying it, I can make a joke out of it and people go, oh yeah, that's how I feel.
You're doing the Michael McIntyre relatable humour thing.
I'm doing the relatable humour thing. Yeah. So, have you stayed in one of them sunbeds recently? I'm doing all that sort of stuff. No, and it works really well with some people. And like you can get really close with some people like really quickly. But there's always one dick who's like, what? And like really caves you in. And it's hard work then to sort of steer yourself, back up to giving it big ones. But like it's an interesting kind of conversation you have to have with yourself.
That's all we've got time for on this episode of The Unsinkable Ship. That is the end of the series.
Hasn't it been lovely?
It's been wonderful. Thank you so much for talking with me.
Are you kidding?
And sitting opposite me. And
oh no, it's been delightful. Seriously, thank you. It's been so much fun. It's been great. I want to do it again. What are you doing tomorrow?
Just stay. Let's do series 2. I'm ready.
Don't, because you've got a booth. There's no need for me to go home.
Why do you think I built it? Reel you in. Build a booth and you'll catch yourself a John York.
Maybe.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm a bit sad it's over.
I can't believe it's over. It's gone so quick.
If you want, we can rewind and we can just sort of start talking about American Pie again if you want. I feel like we didn't even scratch this out. I feel like there's more to talk about.
Well, there's more films, isn't there?
Have you seen 2? I've seen The Wedding.
I've seen 1, 2, and 3.
Not the reunion then.
I've seen 1, 2, 3, and 4.
They're not good though, are they? Those last ones.
I haven't seen them in so long.
Me neither.
When did the reunion come out? Was it about?
I don't know.
It was a good. Obviously, it's because I know that they're considerably older in the reunion. American Pie: The Funeral next.
There'll be us.
A bit dark.
Season 15.
Yeah.
The reunion.
The Unsinkable Ship. The reunion. Oh, how are you getting on?
What?
What'd he say?
Huh? Cucumbers.
Is that you, Miffy?
Miffy, who? I used to do audio erotica. These chairs are quite sort of like homey, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a little bit sort of care homey, yeah.
We could.
I
this
like
is
them,
us. It's
though.
our future.
Oh, I like that. We should have recliners next.
Will you look after me when I'm old?
Yeah, because I'd be like, because I'm 10 years younger than you.
It's perfect.
Yeah, so I can be your, I don't even know what the word is. I was going to say, well, it's not sugar daddy, is it? What's the other one?
Little boy toy.
Boy toy, yeah.
Boy!
Yeah. I'm getting flashbacks from Doreen. Bless her. Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm AJ Wilson-Taylor.
And I'm John York. Thank you very much for watching and or listening.
Bye for now.